Lights Off is a short horror game by TheDollarGameStore, which is based on the idea of turning all the lights out at night before you go to bed. Since the game turned out to be rather successful for an indie game, it even got a remake in the form of Lights Off Director's Cut. Since that is more of a reimagining than a remaster, I will be reviewing it in a separate video. Today we're just focusing on the original Lights Off. The game uses a very simple pixel visual design, and the gameplay is also very basic. Lights Off is a walking simulator in which you can turn off light switches and go to bed. A bit more gameplay elements would have really enriched the experience. It doesn't need to be much, but even just the option to look at a book or turning on the TV would have been immersive additions. The concept is interesting. Turning off all the light switches and walking through your pitch black home is a scenario everyone can relate to. Also like how the game doesn't immediately try to scare you to death. The pacing is quite nice and procedurally increases. That being said, Lights Off is another of these small horror games with a cool concept, which is just way too short. You will beat this game in less than 10 minutes, which is just too brief. I also have to question the sanity of the protagonist. After the things that happened during the first couple of days, I wouldn't be able to keep living there and falling asleep at the same home. The ending of the game might be fitting, but the execution is unfortunately subpar and leaves a bit to be desired. Lights Off is another of these promising indie horror games which has a great premise but doesn't manage to live up to its potential. I really like the scenario and pacing of the game, but its short length and lack of gameplay elements unfortunately limit its impact. Most of the scary elements feel too passive. It will be interesting to see whether the Director's Cut remake can improve these areas. Lights Off gets a 5.8 out of 10 from me. In this sense, thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.